everybody, Petri here and I hope you have a great day. Today I want to show you how to play Zed, Master of Shadows. Just before I start, I would like to ask you if you could share the video. Just like everyone, I would be really glad for subscribe, but sharing is what I need to continue. Now, let's get back to our assassin. I'll just quickly go over his abilities. Zed's passive, Contempt for the Weak, causes Zed's first attack against an enemy below 50% HP to deal bonus magic damage equal to percent of the target's max health. This can be really useful in some fights, since you can deal a lot more damage than many people expect. His Q, Razor Shuriken, causes basically what it says. It's a Razor Shuriken. Only important part to know about this ability is that it deals full damage only to the first target. All the other takes much less damage. So always try to hit your target as the first one. His W, Living Shadow, creates an shadow which Z can swap places with. He can only do this once though, so switch carefully. Also, Shadow can cast all abilities Z does. And passively, every time Z and his Shadow deal damage to enemy with the same ability, Z can gain 30 energy. His E, called Shadow Slash, causes Z to deal damage in an area around him, dealing damage to enemies. If he hits enemy with a shadow slash, with shadow slash. Now isn't this a funny word? He can slow the target by 20%. If the enemies are hit by multiple shadow slashes, they do not take more damage, but they are slowed by 30%. And every time Zed hits an enemy with his own shadow slash, cooldown of living shadow is decreased by 2 seconds. Lastly, his ultimate, called Death Mark. Zed dashes to an enemy, and after 3 seconds, enemy will take percentage of all the damage Zed has dealt to him in those 3 seconds. This can be very useful ability since you can one-shot half of the champions in whole league. Now I would like to take a time to talk about Zed's runes. His most basic and useful rune page is Electrocute with Taste of Blood, Eyeball Collection, Ultimate Hunter with the secondary tree having Transcendence and Scorch. Also, you can replace Ultimate Hunter with Relentless Hunter, which can be useful, but I would mostly recommend this only if you have a hard lane opponent and need to roam a lot. Another possibility is to replace secondary tree with a precision tree containing Triumph and Coup de Grace. I would take this if you think that there will be some harder fights and you will need those additional health and damage to succeed. Another possibility of rune page is Precision Tree with Conqueror, Presence of Mind, Alacrity, and Coup de Grace, with Taste of Blood and Ultimate Hunter in secondary tree. But I would only take this rune page if you are against really tanky team comp, because all you have is sustain damage and possibly to survive longer. So most of the time on mid lane you want to take the Electrocute one. I would always start with Longsword and Refillable Potion. These give Zed the ability to do what he does best, damage, and also Longsword allows him to buy his first item earlier. For your first item, I would really recommend Yuumu's Ghostblade, which gives you the ability to roam better and it's really cheap, so you can get this item pretty early. Its active can also save your life or take life of others. Just go Ghostblade, it's great. Your second item is gonna be Duskblade. With its 99% slow, it's really easy to land your shurikens, and that's basically all you need. For boots, I would almost always go for Markrats, since your lane opponent is most likely gonna be dealing magic damage, and its tenacity bonus is really great because it gives you the ability to survive some fights you otherwise wouldn't. Another great item for Zed is these days Edge of Night, blocking first ability used against you. This can be really great because you can really take out those squishies, now can't you? Another great item nowadays is Black Cleaver, giving you some tankiness and 20% cooldown reduction, which is really useful. Now, for your last item, it really depends. If you have a high bounty on your head, you can probably go for Guardian Angel. Otherwise, I would go for Mortal Reminder, but Guardian Angel is a safe pick. Now, let's go over some of the Z combos. Probably the easiest one is gonna be Q Flash. Please never do it the other way. This is really useful and can save your life sometimes. Next is gonna be that basic and most used combo, WEQ. If possible, you want to put your shadow slightly behind your target, allowing for teleport and finishing him off. But sometimes the combo alone is enough to deal damage to destroy someone, so consider it. Another possibility is to use this combo in reverse. Basically, you wanna put your shadow behind you and go for your target. Another combo is what I like to call triple shadow. Basically, you want to put your W near your opponent and then ult him. This will almost always grant you the ability to kill someone within those 3 seconds which you have to trigger your ultimate. But if they will survive that, they won't get through. Now, with that, you want to push your lane as fast as you can and then go for roams. After level 6, you should almost always do that and return to mid lane just to kill the laner you have there. As for matchups, I only want to talk about few champions. You are usually really good against mages and ADCs. So, if you go for example against Vel'Koz, just wait to see his abilities. Vel'Koz is one of the mages with greatest wave clear of all, but he has no mobility. And if he uses his ultimate on you, you can just use yours and get behind him. So that's one of the easiest matchup you can ever have. For some mediocre ones, there is an Fizz. In this matchup, it usually depends only how good both players are, since Fizz can basically avoid the damage from R by using his E. So if you are able to force him to use it before you ult him, it's really easy then. Also, you can try to poke him in line with your Q since he has no engage without his ultimate. And one of the hardest matchups for that is gonna be Galio. Not only does his magic shield kinda counters your passive, but his passive gives him a great wave clear, enabling you to go from a lane because then you would lose a lot of farm. Also, Galio's kit is the definition of CC, which is Zed's greatest doom. So Galio can be pretty tough. Also, he's tanky, so you can just one-shot him usually. In this matchup, I would always ask your jungle for gank as often as possible, because then you can go roam and destroy other lanes, allowing your team to win. And that's gonna be it for today's video. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, comment, or you can subscribe to my channel. I'll probably do a guide for one champion in each lane. Then, based on the comments, I can choose another one. And as I said, that's it, and see you sometime.